बल्ले बल्ले बल्ले, बधाई हो, बहुत बहुत बधाई। और ये मैच इतना ज्यादा खूबसूरत होगा और उसमें बच्चे, जवान, बूढ़े सब बैठ के हम देखने वाले, घर में बाहर जहां पर भी ये सैटेलाइट के द्वारा रिले हो रहा है।
वर्ल्ड कप एक बार फिर पाकिस्तान और इंडिया के हर एक शख्स इस वक्त टीवी के सामने बैठ जाएगा जिस वक्त ये मैच शुरू होगा, और सबको इसका बेचैनी से इंतजार है। मेरे घर में क्या, आपके घर में क्या, इंडिया वालों के घर में क्या, कि दिल्ली में क्या, कराची में क्या, हैदराबाद में क्या, कनाडा में क्या, अमेरिका में क्या, पूरी दुनिया में रहने वाले जो भी पाकिस्तानी, जो भी इंडियन है, इस मैच का इंतजार करेंगे।
और क्यों? क्योंकि बहुत अरसे के बाद हिंदुस्तान और पाकिस्तान खेलेगा, दोनों अच्छी टीमें हैं। हिंदुस्तान की आबादी आप जानते हो 1.25 बिलियन और पाकिस्तान की 185 मिलियन, सो करीबन 1.4 बिलियन लोग टीवी के साथ जुड़े होंगे और शायद ज़्यादा। कि इसके साथ एक जो एटमॉस्फेयर है, जो एक माहौल बनेगा, उसके साथ दूसरे मैच में भी लोगों का इंटरेस्ट बरकरार रहेगा
और हम सब एक साथ मिलकर के ये मैच देखेंगे, एक साथ मिलकर के देखेंगे।
हिंदुस्तान जीतता रहा है, 5 मैच जीता है वर्ल्ड कप में।
अरे इंडिया वालों, बड़ी तहस करते हो कि हम ये जीत गए, हम वो जीत गए, वर्ल्ड कप में एक मैच जीतेगा। अरे नंबर तो देखो, हम कितने मैच जीते हैं आप लोगों से। इतने मैच जीते हैं कि अगर हर साल बाद, 4 साल बाद भी अगर एक मैच जीतोगे तो फिर भी अगली सदी तक भी नहीं पूरे होने वाले।
लेकिन पाकिस्तान की टीम भी तो बहुत तगड़ी है। मेरे फेवरेट प्लेयर जो मोहम्मद हफीज साहब हैं,
ज़्यादा मैच खेला करो भैया, वर्ल्ड कप के और वर्ल्ड कप के दरमियान भी हमसे आकर खेला करो। हम तो हर वक्त खेलने को तैयार हैं, हमें हार का डर नहीं है। हार का डर तो आपको ही है, क्योंकि आपको पता है, किसी ने बता दिया है कि आप वर्ल्ड कप में ही जीतते हो, तभी आप वर्ल्ड कप में ही हमारे साथ खेलते हो।
हिंदुस्तान में कैप्टन कूल, MS धोनी, साथ में विराट कोहली और उनकी बहुत अच्छी टीम है। और हम देखेंगे एक एक गेम, एक एक बॉल, एक एक पकड़ा हुआ कैच और एक एक मिस्ड हुआ कैच, क्योंकि कैचेस विंस मैचेस।
चाहे मर जाएं, मिट जाएं, जो भी कुछ है, अब की बार हमारी बारी है। और भूलना नहीं, मिठाई इस दफा जो भी जीते वो आपकी तरफ से हो।
खेल है, खेल में एक ने जीतना, एक ने हारना, लेकिन हम दोनों भाई भाई हैं, हिंदुस्तान और पाकिस्तान वाले, तो हमारा प्यार बरकरार रहना चाहिए। मैच की अपनी हार और जीत चलती रहेगी, ये तो कुदरत का नियम है, इंसानी दस्तूर।
We just watched Meher's film Seedling, Lamha, and she has done a beautiful job, and the actors have been really passionate about the film as well. The topic that's been in the film is very touching, and it's been an issue on the streets. So I look forward for her success for the film. She's been in New York, she's been here now, so definitely she's looking for your support to come out to every screening, and as much as support that you guys can give her, definitely support her. She is a lovely lady and she's done a really fantastic job. I mean, we could have filled it up a lot more, but she had a lot of support from the media here as well, so she had a really good turnout. We've had a good turnout in Vancouver as well. So for her being, only a 28-year film producer, she's done a fantastic job. So even back home, we request you to support her fully in the North American market. We want to support her fully as well, as much as we can.
Awesome effort. So credit goes to them, and also it's close to the reality, which we love it. So the acting, photography, everything is amazing. Yeah, picturization is great. So yeah, we will recommend we should, and everyone should go and just enjoy the movie. It's great.
And the theme is very good, which is very interesting. Not only interesting, it is on every street in Pakistan and India. This thing of the cricket area in our country, it is everywhere we feel. And maybe the second week or every second day, this type of incident had happened. I hope so that the image, whatever they brought, whatever the topics they brought in our view, the viewers, they are best judges, and the feelings of the parents after the death of their only first child, marvelous. The acting of Buhaib, and we are very fan of Amna and fan about it's look like the Pakistani Samita Patel or Pakistani Shabana Azmi. I love her acting, whatever expression he gave us. We wish that in future this producer, director, all the team, they have a very good response, and in future we are very hopefully that they will give us the better picture.
Just want to say that I think the kids should watch this movie too, because my son he's under 18 and they didn't let him see it. But I think they should know what this is the reality, and they should see that they should be careful on the roads, don't run on the roads, and I think it's the kids should see it too.
I think it was really well done. I liked the sense of closure at the end of the movie, how all these characters, although they don't receive the ending that they wanted, there is a sense of closure, and I think people should understand that. And it was just really well done. I think it's a good Pakistani
I loved it. Brilliant filmmaking, brilliant acting. It was very moving. Cinematography was really good. The writing was really good. Like, it has a lot of strengths. I was surprised by the fact that the rickshaw driver, the van driver, is Hindu, and I thought that was a nice touch to show that there is some diversity in Pakistan besides the average Muslim. So it's breaking a lot of new ground. It was very well made. I'm proud of Meher for making something like this for Pakistan. It's excellent.
No, it's Pakistan. So
What did you think? आप भी बोले?
नहीं, मुझे तो बहुत अच्छा लगा। मैं तो हमेशा पाकिस्तान मूवी मुझे ऐसा नहीं अच्छा होता। ये तो बहुत बढ़िया था और बहुत बहुत अच्छा था।
ये नई टैलेंट है ना?
नई टैलेंट, पर हम लोग इतना स्टन हो गए, कोई इधर से उधर नहीं हो रहे थे।
Everyone was hooked.
Hooked on the
Everyone
screen.
was hooked on the screen. It was very,
So
very well
beautiful.
made.
Quite beautiful, very intelligently written, well acted, and interestingly scored. I liked the unusualness of the juxtaposition of music and emotion. It created a nice space, emotional space. Quite excellent.
I'm in the video game industry, and I'm really excited to see Pakistani filmmakers actually stepping up their game. It was a great film, and I would recommend everyone in Pakistan to go and watch this film.
Are you looking forward to a sci-fi film?
I'm definitely looking forward to Karachi. I think the first time they showed the trailer on YouTube, I was so looking forward to that, and suddenly they switched to Seedlings, and I was like, what happened? But it's great to see that they're working on Karachi. I'm definitely looking forward.
On this very successful premiere in Vancouver, first of all, and I am very happy for her. She's one of the youngest producers, the most beautiful one as well, I guess. I just wanted to say that Pakistan should be bringing out such movies. There's with such beautiful talent out there. Please इसको नहीं रोकें, इस talent को और आगे बढ़ाएं, और वैंकूवर ने जितना सपोर्ट कर सकते थे हम लोगों ने पूरे वैंकूवर ने सपोर्ट किया मेहर को। इसी तरह आई होप कि पाकिस्तान में भी मेहर को इतनी ही सपोर्ट मिले जितनी वैंकूवर में और न्यूयॉर्क में मिली है, और प्लीज़ इसकी मूवी को सब लोग देखने आए जहाँ भी मौका मिले। शी इज़ डन a wonderful job, and I really congratulate her on such a successful movie.
So this is my second time watching it, and I think it's a beautiful movie, beautiful picturized and filmized, and music is awesome. I think it's a great value for Pakistan, and Pakistan is now coming up with these kind of movies. That's one thing I think we should look at, and young people are making movies, awesome. And now we're actually closing the
film. I really loved the way that it was filmed. I'm not sure what kind of cameras they used, but it was really, you were really up in the characters' faces, and the soft focus that they had was just really, really touching to me. What did you think?
I agree. I think the cinematography was beautiful. Also, it was a very powerful and emotional story with, universal themes that everybody can relate to.
हमसे आशना होकर अपने महबूब से जुदा होकर दिल कहीं जब सुकून न पाएगा दिल कहीं।
Hello everybody, we're here at South Asian Film Festival, and today is the last day. We had a Pakistani film playing here, Seedling Lamha. So I want to introduce you to the producer who's here all the way from Karachi, Pakistan. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. How do you feel?
I feel wonderful. I've actually had a lot of people coming forward and telling me their personal stories, and at some point in their lives they've suffered some type of loss, and can really connect with the film's the film's theme and sort of the emotion that it was meant to expedite. So stuff like that is really, I mean, that really hits home. And I mean, there's nothing like it. There's people who appreciate the acting talent and the musical talent, or the cinematography, or the writing. But when people come forward with stories that kind of, I mean, it bypasses any kind of, technicality, or sort of, it's just an overwhelming emotion that they've gotten from that film. And that type of stuff is just, I mean, I'm so thankful and grateful that they would share something so personal like that with me. And I think that's the whole purpose of filmmaking, is to connect with people at that level. You can either write something, or you can sing a song, or you can visually show them something that they connect with. So when that happens, there's nothing like it, really. Yeah.
Yeah, even for me personally, just looking at this topic that we had, this is so common. India, Pakistan, a lot of the abroad countries, when they're playing outside and their intentions are just to be fun because they're kids, but we don't know if something happens to them, what their family goes through or what the other person goes through. So this was really touching, how every emotion was portrayed in there with Maliha's character. Yeah, so beautifully done. The mother's background and what she really feels, how deep her feelings are for that child. And some people might not understand, and they might just throw it away and say because it's never happened to them. So you were able to portray that as a producer, director from the film very, very well. So thank you.
And kudos to Amna and Mohib, because they're married in real life, but they don't have a child. So I remember Amna even telling us a couple of times that it was hard enough for them to imagine having a child, let alone to imagine losing that child then. So for them, the way that they brought those emotions, I think, were down pat. And I mean, you would never know that there's people who might, they pull it off so convincingly that really kudos to them for being able to do that without actually having experienced something like that. It's a very difficult thing to do.
Yeah, no, definitely. Now, even you being such a young producer, I know your background, you're Canadian, you're from Montreal, you graduated from Montreal and you've been living in Toronto. So tell us a little bit about your history from Pakistan, going to Toronto, going to Montreal. How is this whole experience ties in together with the film industry, how you want to get involved, and how you started your ventures with the film industry?
So I lived in Pakistan for much of my childhood, and then I went to McGill, like you said, in Montreal. Then I was working in Toronto for a bit. Now I'm actually living in Pakistan since 2008, but I do plan on maybe coming back to Canada to go to film school, to get technical training, because back home, unfortunately, the caliber of training is it's definitely getting there. But one thing that I've had the opportunity to do while living in Canada was to really have a sense of the different aesthetics and the different perceptions and the different mindsets of people living in different regions of the world. And stuff like that is invaluable for any storyteller, be it a filmmaker or a musician or whatever, because once you get those three-dimensional perspectives on a certain issue, that's when you can really tell a very deep or thought-provoking point of view on that subject, rather than just something very myopic and narrow-minded. So that I'm really grateful that I have the chance to live in Canada and maybe hopefully come back in the future, because that type of stuff, to see the same issue from such different perspectives, that's the stuff that storytelling is made out of. Good storytelling is made of.
Yeah, definitely. Also, I want to mention you have gone to New York Film Festival. You've taken the North American approach. How is the media attention back home, or how has the support been from the Canadian and American media? Any views on that?
So after the New York City International Festival, and then the fact that we got 7 nominations and then the 2 wins, the media back home then was really receptive to that. So we got covered in almost every newspaper and every major channel that there was back home. We had people writing up on Facebook and blogging about it and things like that. That was really, really great. In Canada, we were featured on the 9 o'clock news for CBC, which is amazing for me, because when I was living in McGill, CBC used to be playing in the background every single night. So I'm like, I can't believe this is kind of surreal. And then the South Asian, radio and newspapers and things like that, especially in Surrey and Vancouver, they've been very supportive also of the film. So we're really thrilled that we're kind of being picked up by not only our niche media but also by mainstream media.
Awesome. And I know the Pakistani consulate and the Pakistani Women's Association actually invited you here, and it's an amazing, it's amazing to know that they're so supportive of their Pakistani talent that's coming from Karachi. Any words for them?
They have been instrumental in making this possible. If it wasn't for the consulate and the Pakistani Women's Society in Vancouver, this would have not been possible, because after New York also, and for any filmmaker, you know, you're slightly cash strapped and you're certain, you know, feeling that crunch type of thing. So they facilitated the whole travel over here. They, you know, sponsored the whole reception that happened before our Canadian premiere. And they, so Pakistani people, when it comes to content and stuff, they're patriotic and they want to support, but getting the word out to them is a whole nother task. Like marketing the film is very difficult unless you have money to, like, you know, put up billboards and newspaper signs. And so the council and the Women's Society, they were the ones who did all that outreach. So we were packed, totally packed for the premiere. And then we had 2 more screenings, and it's really hard to fill up at festivals because there's so many other films going on. It's hard to fill up those audiences, but yesterday we had a really, really good reception too, and today in Surrey we had also a lot of people come and attend. So really hats off to them. They're the ones who made that all possible.
Wonderful. Well, I want to congratulate you, you know, for coming all the way from Karachi, going back and forth. I know it's been really hard for you as well, juggling around, and it takes up a lot of, you know, energy, but I think you've done an amazing and wonderful job, and we are here to support you in any way you ever want. So, you know, thank you for being part of the festival, and we'll probably see you, you know, with your new projects coming up. Is there anything else that you want to deliver to our media here in Vancouver, you know, for your upcoming projects? When is this film going to be released anywhere else besides the festival?
Inshallah, in Pakistan, we're trying to get a theatrical release now. A few partners are speaking with us to get it on board, inshallah, for Jan 2013. That's a theatrical release, and then we're hoping that we can maybe get some limited theatrical releases in cities where there's a big Pakistani or South Asian populations, like Toronto, like Dallas, Houston. A lot of people have been writing in and asking about it, so we're going to try to see if we can swing that too, and then obviously get it on channels which can be accessible to South Asian populations all around the world. But I definitely want to just take out a second and thank Hannah Fisher and Pat Bays of the South Asian Film Festival of Canada. They have been amazing. You know, for a while you're like kind of like, why are these 2 ladies like breaking their backs to like put this thing together when it's so tiresome, you know? But it's because they genuinely enjoy South Asian films. They genuinely enjoy the culture. They, you know, really, they're thrilled to be supporting it. So, and that kind of like, you know, that kind of enthusiasm really catches on and stuff. So I do have to say, I want to thank them for their tireless work in making this possible. If it wasn't for them, I don't know if I would have had a chance to showcase this film in Canada. Definitely. So really hats off to them also for making this whole thing possible.
Wonderful. Well, thank you for being here, and congratulations, and, you know, best of luck with everything that you're doing.
The way that we are hoping to affect change in Pakistani cinema is kind of by just getting our hands dirty and getting right into it, because I think if you look at the barriers to film or filmmaking in Pakistan, they're huge. There's hardly any distribution outlets, there's hardly any corporate sponsors on board, there are hardly any cinemas. And recently, abhi jo ye film bani thi, there was a lot of you know, flack about this Muslim film or anti-Muslim film that was made rather, and they burned 5 cinemas down in Pakistan. So this type of stuff is a bit disheartening, and also the fact that it's really expensive to make films, especially when, you know, there's not that many people who want to invest in film in Pakistan. But my advice to filmmakers in Pakistan is just begin doing it, because if you do it, you'll at least know what you're working with. Then you'll do it better the next time around. And eventually, if you keep persisting, you'll always find a way to get through. And with film in Pakistan, if the traditional media and distribution doesn't support you, the internet and social media is the way to go. And because of that, I'd say our time, because of digital filmmaking and social media like Facebook and Twitter, our time is now. It's time now for Pakistani filmmakers to bypass any barriers that we have and just go straight for it. And in that way, we hope to now revive content in Pakistan, which had kind of died down. I think Lamha is the only film that's come out this year in Pakistan. Now a few other young filmmakers are also doing it. There's another film called Josh that'll be coming out soon also, inshallah. So you know, the trend is starting to turn now, and the Pakistani revival of cinema has begun. And I'm releasing of the film, like I said, the score was composed by Osman Riaz, who's this 21-year-old musical prodigy. But we have 3 other songs in our soundtrack, which I mean, I'm personally very attached to. Our title song is by this wonderful young musician in Pakistan, Bilal Khan, jinka gana Lamha was actually featured on Coke Studio. And then besides that, there's Mehdi Hassan ke 2 gaane hain in the film, which is a Pakistani favorite. Mehdi Hassan is, you know, very, very close to people's hearts in Pakistan and abroad across the border also.
So the music of the film is definitely something to watch out.
Basically, I heard a lot of good things about this movie, and a lot of people are talking about it. And I know you're going through the different media resources. You were at one of the radio station, and then CBC you're going tomorrow, and a lot of projection is being on. What about Pakistan? Are you going to do the same thing in Pakistan, or you're just kind of focusing on North America?
Well, actually, before we left for the film festival in New York, we were being covered by some of the big channels over there. So we came on TV1 on their morning show, then ARY on their morning show also, the Express Tribune, which is a big newspaper, Dawn, etc. They had, when the news came out about the world premiere in New York and the nominations, we were nominated in 7 categories. Then the paper started covering it before we went. Then when we were there, we actually won the awards. Then almost every major newspaper, magazine, and channel had covered us by then. So I mean, I'm really thrilled that kind of gained momentum, because that's what helps get the word out. And then obviously social media. It's every independent filmmaker that's kind of
basically, the movie name is really good. It's a lamha, it's a moment. So what kind of idea you had to make this movie, and what is in this movie? What we are going to see? I'm pretty sure you're not going to tell us everything, but just a little bit of for our viewers, so they know that what they're going to watch. And I know it's a great movie, and I would encourage all our viewers to go and watch. This is a Pakistani movie, and I think if you go out there and watch, that is the only support I think the Pakistan needs, that you go out and watch. So what is that movie all about?
The movie is basically, it's a human interest story, we call it. It's about a couple, they lose their child, and it opens up a year in the aftermath. So it revolves around the mother, the father, and the guy who was responsible for the accident. So in a nutshell, the movie is about the kind of roller coaster of emotions that somebody goes through when they suffer loss. And one thing that, after the New York Festival, people actually in the audience, especially elder people in the audience, came to us, and they all said that, we were able to relate to the film, because at some point in their lives they had suffered some loss. And they said all of, what you showed, the anger, the blame, the sadness, the grief, then, eventually the forgiveness, they had, kind of gone through all of that. So if anything, it's a very relatable story. And it's a performance-based piece, so the acting talent of the film really stand out. And one more thing I'll say is that the music talent, the guy who composed the score of the film, he's a 21-year-old musician in Pakistan, Usman Riaz is his name. Wonderful music, so we got a lot of feedback on that also. So I'd really say the acting and the musical talents from the film, that's what the film really stands for.
Okay, so you're hoping that a lot of people will join and they will watch that movie. But I heard that this movie was made in 15 days. Is that true?
That is true, yeah. Obviously, when you come, when in independent films, you have budget constraints and you have time constraints. Your biggest enemy with the film, biggest enemy is time and money. And so you have to keep everything contained. And then you have to, kind of respect people's schedules and things like that. But the idea is to cut costs as much as you can. So we did it in 15 days. It was a crazy schedule. We were working like 18 hours. And I just have to really thank my amazing cast and crew for kind of putting up with the whole, the madness, I'd say, over there. And at some point we were becoming a little bit crazy also, but it all worked.
The viewers, they'll go and they'll watch this beautiful movie, and we also expect, you can take the kids with you. And thank you very much, Etan. You want to say anything?
I just want to thank actually the community over here, the South Asian Film Festival. I want to thank the BCCA, they've been amazing, the Pakistani Film Association over here, and the consulate. The way that the overwhelming response that we've gotten from the South Asian and Pakistani community, there's nothing like it. I'm really grateful for that, and I'd like to thank you also personally.
बादलों बहार जो हम पे गुजरी सो गुजरी जो हम पे गुजरी सो गुजरी, जो हम पे गुजरी सो गुजरी, मगर शब-ए हिजरां हमारे अश्क तेरे आक़िबत सवार चले, चले भी गुलशन का कारोबार चले, गुलों में रंग भरे बादलों बहार चले। कभी तो सुबह हो तेरे